Today's Spotlight on Naperville is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Naperville. I'm Nancy Wearsome, and we're going to conclude our show with the DuPage County Historical Museum. Wonderful to have you all, and you've brought some fun things with you, which we'll get to in a moment. Sarah Butita is museum educator, so welcome to you, Sarah.
Thank you.
And Michelle Podkowski Podkova is museum educator assistant.
Thank you.
So welcome to you. And Bob Jacobson is Museum Foundation board member. So welcome to you as well.
Thank you.
Well, Sarah, let's talk first about the DuPage County Historical Museum. Tell us about it.
Well, we're a free museum. We're located right in downtown Wheaton. We're open 7 days a week, and the museum itself is housed in a beautiful Richardson Romanesque building. It was originally the first library in Wheaton. So we have 3 floors of exhibits. On our lower level, we have over a model railroad layout. It's over 2,000 feet of track, and it features different landmarks in DuPage County, and it's a big draw for our families and children. We also have a permanent exhibit, which is an overview of DuPage County history, and then we have special exhibits, temporary exhibits, and traveling exhibits.
So a lot of exhibits, so people could keep coming, and they would probably always find something new.
We
or
hope so.
learn something new, which is wonderful. Well, Bob, I want to ask you now, how did you get involved with the museum?
Well, my profession is packaging, and I've spent 50 years in packaging, and I feel everybody has to have a job, so packaging is my vocation. But I think everyone should have an avocation, and history is my avocation. And I think because of my enjoyment in history, and I've worked all across the world, that's why I'm still here.
That's right, because it keeps you alive.
That's right.
Yes.
And so when I became involved with the county museum, I made a suggestion that we have a folk art exhibit.
So this is your brainchild, huh?
I think so.
Oh, fantastic.
But you don't do anything without a team.
That is
And
true.
I spent considerable time. We started about 2 years ago, and I spent a lot of time, enjoyable time, teaching them about folk art, showing them what folk art is, and lo and behold, they were able to put it together.
Wow, so you nurtured this from the beginning, your idea, and now you have the exhibit.
And the reason for it is from a business standpoint. I believe in America today that innovation and creativity has to be spurred on. And everybody can be creative. Everybody can be innovative. And that's what made America great. And when you look at that period in the 1800s, these were creative people doing things.
And so that is the era, 1825 to 1925.
Correct.
So I want to turn to you now. Describe what makes something folk art.
Folk art has an element of innovation and creativity, like Bob was suggesting. It's something that perhaps was done by somebody who was untrained, had no professional training in particular. Items such as over here we have a windmill weight, the chicken here. We also have a duck decoy, which was used in hunting. It was something that they would have created themselves to use for their own hunting purposes. A lot of times they didn't sign their art because it was not considered necessarily only art to them. It was also something useful. So it was a practical item. So we also have a box here that was painted, but it was a document box of tinware, made of tinware. And this is also one of the first times that the museum has created a booklet to go along with our exhibit. It's a folk art catalog, and that is available at the museum for $20.
Now see, I know we've all learned something because I did not know that that is what folk art was. That is absolutely fascinating. So when you're talking about innovation, that literally is what these items are. Fascinating.
Yes, you know, the feeling is that in from where I stood, is that you can't have a vision for the future unless you know the past.
Yes.
And Harry Truman said it well. Harry Truman was quite a historian, and when he made some mistakes in the White House, he said, the only new thing I learn around here is the history I didn't know. So the other thing is, President Lincoln said it, I think, very well. If you lose your history, you lose your town. If you lose your history, you lose your community. When you lose your history, you lose your country. So that's why.
It's really important.
That's right.
Yes. Well, that is fascinating. Well said. So we want people to come see this. So tell us about the different ways people can come to the museum.
Well, as I mentioned before, we're open 7 days a week, and so people are welcome to come tour on their own. We also have guided tours available. We have a series of lectures and family workshops scheduled in conjunction with the folk art exhibit. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing rag dolls with children, just so they can have a chance to, try to make their own folk art. And then we'll have a series of summer camps with a folk art theme as well. So there's a lot going on at the museum. All of our events are posted on our website, so please visit that or give us a call, and we'd be happy to set up something for an individual or a group or a family.
And we'll put that website up for you. And we should say, too, that now is the exhibit up right now?
It is. It's up until September 15th. So we have
plenty of time this
Yes.
summer to get there.
Yes.
Right?
So, and one thing that Michelle didn't mention, but that's really important to us with the folk art exhibit is we partnered with private collectors across the state and also many museums. So we have items on display from Stacy's Tavern, from the Galena Museum, Putnam County Museum. So we've noticed visitors coming from all over to see it because it's a really great chance to see the pieces all together.
So a wonderful collection that you have there. Well, we can't thank you enough for sharing it with us and actually bringing some of the pieces. And they had gloves when they took it out. So we so appreciate it. We hope everyone will go the Early Illinois Folk Art Exhibit at the DuPage County Historical Museum. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Nancy.
you.
And we want to thank our sponsors for bringing today's program to you, and the Naperville Garden Club for the wonderful floral arrangement. Many thanks to our guests today, our crew, and our viewers. This community is so extraordinary because of the people like those we visited with today and people like you. I'm Nancy Wearsome. Be sure to join us next time as once again we shine the spotlight on Naperville.